Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 411 of the No Sugarcoating podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Amber Romaniuk. Welcome. How are you wherever you are in the world? I'm just sending you so much love and so much light. Oh, I'm so pumped for today's episode. So why don't we dive right in? I really felt inspired for this week's episode because I think it's just so important to help give you a different perception of why you are struggling with self-sabotage and that it can lead you to a really empowering place when you choose to heal and you choose to face it and look at it and actually address it and overcome it. And so this week's topic is why sabotage with food is leading you to take your power back, seeing your emotional eating triggers as teachers because they are, and you heal your relationship with food, you become who you've always dreamed of being. It is the truth. I have clients tell me this all the time. I feel this way. This is what happens. And so we're going to dive into all of that right away. Of course, a couple of key announcements, which you don't want to miss. The show notes for today's episode can be found at amberapproved.ca/podcast/411. And if you're watching on YouTube, in the description below. Okay, I'm so excited. My first live masterclass of the year has officially dropped, and you will not want to miss it, especially if you're struggling with binge eating or emotional eating. So if you're constantly finding yourself going to food to deal with stress, boredom, cravings, you can't figure out why you're triggered and what your emotional eating or binge eating triggers are. And of course, if you don't know what they are, how do you catch them and stop them and start overcoming sabotage with food? Well, one of the first key steps to overcoming emotional eating and binge eating is to understand what your unique set of emotional eating or binge eating triggers are. And of course, after 10 years of coaching over 1,600 women and healing my own relationship with food 14 years ago, I can tell you there can be a lot of triggers going on, and some of them can be sneaky. And that's why I have created the 3-day Triggers Masterclass series to help you finally gain clarity and understand the roots of your binge and emotional eating triggers so that you can start to gain traction and overcome them and stop the triggers in their tracks. So it's 3 90-minute live sessions. If you can't come live, you get lifetime access to the replays. But day 1, we're going to be diving deep into the emotional and mindset triggers. So negative or positive thoughts, limiting beliefs, habits, holidays, situations, and circumstances that could be fueling you to go to food. We're going to dive into things like boredom, loneliness, overwhelm, body image insecurities, weight-in disappointments, the need for reward, anger, frustration, etc. Day 2 is physical imbalances triggers. What symptoms and physical imbalances are fueling you to go to food? So fatigue, hormone imbalances, gut flora issues, addictive ingredients, blood sugar imbalances, poor sleep, inflammation, weight gain, and more, right? I'm going to help you understand how these create emotional and binge triggers and fuel sabotage. And day 3, we're going to go into, well, where did this all come from? How does the all or nothing mentality play a role? What is the all or nothing mentality? How do diet and food rules and food fears fuel self-sabotage with food? And then I'm going to start sharing with you, okay, well, how do we start addressing this and breaking free of this? And we're going to go into differences between physical and emotional hunger and so much more. So if you don't want to miss this, come and join me. The masterclass is May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, if you can't come live, you get lifetime access to the replays, and you will get links each day, replay links, so you can go in and watch them as many times as you want. So right now it's on for early bird pricing for 55 USD for the whole thing, and it'll hop up to 88 USD after next week. So if you want to come and join us and get the best price, come and join us now. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to sign up is in the description below. If you are listening, you can go to amberapproved.ca/podcast/411, click the triggers banner. It'll take you to sign up. You can also go to amberapproved.ca, click online programs, and it'll be the first option there for the Triggers Masterclass. I am amped. We've got some amazing people that have already signed up. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be life-changing. Do not miss this. If you want to start gaining traction with overcoming binge or emotional eating, this is for you. And of course, if you're wanting that, plus you're wanting to go really deep on a one-on-one journey, you can do that as well. And I just really encourage you to reach out and book a 30-minute body freedom session so we can connect, talk about your health history, your relationship with food, body image, mindset, and so much more. And then we can talk about the programs available and get you on the path that feels best for you, whether it's one-on-one, group, because I'm going to be launching Body Freedom Unleashed, the 7-month group program to help you overcome binge eating and emotional eating in a few weeks as well. So I'm just planting the seed. If you want to get on the wait list for that, you can go to amberapproved.ca, click online programs, and put your email, and you'll be the first to be notified. And there may be a special savings for you, which, yeah. Anyways, so that's the show notes. Let's dive into today. So why sabotage with food is leading you to take your power back. So You may get triggered when you hear me say this. You may or may not believe me, but I truly feel like when we go through hardship, when we go through struggle, it's for a reason. It's not to punish you. It's not because you have bad luck and you suck and you only go through crappy things. We go through this because there is an up level, there is an evolution, there is a healing, there is a like transformation that you, your soul, your higher self, and every part of your being wants you to step into. And sometimes the only way we do so is by having something come up, that we're struggling with, or that, isn't supporting our greatest good. And like, look at me as an example. Like, I was binge eating. I don't want anyone to suffer or struggle. I don't want you to have to go through this ever. But if you're in this, just know you're not alone and that healing is possible, like I always say. But I was going through it. I was eating on my garbage can, right? Like I was so deep in the self-loathing and the self-hate and the self-sabotage. And at the time, I'm like, I don't get why I'm going through this. This is absolutely so crappy. Like, why is this happening to me? And then, of course, when I started to heal, it was like, holy crap. I didn't just heal my relationship with food. I learned how to love myself. I learned how to build worthiness and self-worth. I learned how to feel empowered. I overcame people-pleasing issues. I stopped the perfection mentalities. I stopped being so critical of my body and learned how to love my body. I learned and continue to learn so much about my body, my physical symptoms, my hormones, my gut health, my cravings, my mood, why my energy was low, why I had brain fog, why I had the PMS symptoms I had. Like, my sabotage with food taught me how to like catch my ego and all these negative thoughts and beliefs and shift them. Healing my relationship with food woke me up to all the different systems like food corruption and pharma and all these things. Healing my relationship with food birthed my business. This business that didn't exist 10 and a half years ago. This creation came from my healing. That is power, creating a livelihood out of healing. Healing my sabotage has helped ripple effect out and positively help others, loved ones, family members, friends, inspire them to want to take better care of themselves, and their quality of life is significantly improving. That, it to me, is such a gift. And not pushing or forcing, like just sharing things and then them trying and seeing a huge difference. That is huge, right? Healing my self-sabotage helped me heal my relationship with money and manifest incredible abundance and money and clients and so many amazing opportunities. Healing my self-sabotage with food helped me manifest the most loving, incredible romantic relationship. And I'm so beyond forever grateful for my love. I'm still going to hopefully try and get him to come on the podcast one day. He's amazing. And he's just moving into his new shop, and I'm just celebrating him so much for the expansion in his business. Right. And me having a business, and then he got inspired and I helped him start his business. Obviously, it's all his creativity and craft, but he's right. Like, this is the ripple effect. If I wouldn't have done that healing, I don't know where I'd be. I don't even know if I'd still be here if I was still in self-sabotage. Right. So it's like the power, the confidence, the love, the gratitude, the appreciation I have for like the power I feel. Right. I know there's a lot of funky stuff going on in the world right now. But I feel it's so much easier to navigate the world and all the things going on because I'm so detached. I have no fear. I know good things are coming. That took time, inner faith and trust work, right? Because I know there's a lot of crap going on in the world right now and I don't like it, but we all create our reality and I'm creating a good one. And I want to ripple that out and share that love and light with as many of you as I can. But that all this power and love and gratitude and light and everything that I share with you every week came through me choosing to go, I'm done suffering. I'm done allowing the cycle to continue. There's got to be something better. And I know that you want the same as well, and that you can have the same. So it led me to take my power back, a level of power I didn't even know I had, a level of love and compassion and empathy and confidence and trust, which are all forever growing every day. And I'm so humbled and so grateful for everything the journey to heal my relationship with food has brought me to, because it only deepens. I'm only healing more of my ego insecurities. I'm only connecting more with my intuition and strengthening my energetic and spiritual gifts. I'm only becoming more in tune and more in trust and faith. And as both my love and I do, like, life just keeps getting even more amazing and even more miracles keep happening. I really believe we create our own reality. So the more we can heal these things, the higher we vibrate, the more we become the vibrational match for like the dream life that we've always wanted. And so sabotage with food is really leading you to take your power back, because it's something, it's just like gaining weight. For some people, the thing that it's like, oh my gosh, like I can't stand to gain another pound. And that's what makes you go, you know what, I need to do something about this. And then you start realizing, well, one of the reasons I'm hanging on to weight is because I'm emotionally eating and I'm binging. And that's playing a huge role in my self-sabotage. That's playing a huge role in me hanging on to this weight. Right. But you needed the weight gain or a certain symptom or a certain circumstance to happen to give you a bit of a wake up call and go, whoa, like it's time to do something about this. My sweet little curl, if you're watching YouTube, but all these cute little like tiny hairs that stick out, whether you know me or not. It's funny. Just a little quick side note. I'm like a dark brunette, but I naturally just feel like I should have been a blonde. I love my fake blonde hair. That's like the one thing I do that's like not toxin free, but whatever. You're a human. We all have our things. And I don't blow dry my hair every day. I just let it air dry. And so it's kind of naturally like a little bit curly and stuff. And it's just funny because one of my clients one day, I came and I had like straightened hair and she's like, oh, wow, like your hair. And I'm like, yeah, I don't dry it often because I'm a fake blonde and I don't want to like dry it out and have my ends break off, a little quirky thing. Right. Anyways, back to the conversation. Sometimes I can, just little things come up, but yeah, when I let it air dry, there's all these little curls and things that stick out. It's fun. Right. But when you're in self-sabotage with food, your body, you're trying to be shown that something is out of alignment, that essentially there's this light that's trying to be shone on these parts of you that can be healed, that you can be freed from, that you can be brought back into alignment with, that you don't need anymore, that don't serve you, that it's time to release and let go, to bring in that which better serves you. These struggles and experiences, the light's being shined on them to show you, hey, like you're people pleasing so much and it's having a really negative impact on your mental health. Maybe you want to work on healing that. Hey, your body's hanging on to a lot of protection and you're really negative with your body image and you're say really mean things to your body. Like maybe you want to start looking at that and work on your mindset and work on learning to love yourself. And then the weight just comes off. Hey, like you're emotionally eating, you're binge eating. Do you know why? Do you know where that comes from? Do you know your triggers? Like maybe it would be good for you to understand that so that you can start understanding that these triggers are like a map and they're your guide and they're trying to teach you so many things about you. And when you start to understand your triggers and break them down and build awareness around them and start seeing, okay, this is what's triggering me. Like, what do I need to give myself instead of food to work through this and overcome this trigger and overcome the self-sabotage? You learn so much about yourself and you learn how to take your power back. Anytime we go on any kind of transformative journey, whether it's healing your relationship with food, working on your mindset, working on your body image, working on your relationship with money, working on relationships with others, relationships with your kids, you have kids, like whatever it is, you stand up and you share your voice. You are stepping more into your power. Doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's comfortable and just like a linear climb to the top. I was talking about it with a client like earlier today about how like, yeah, you think it's just going to be this linear journey and no, it's all over the place, but that is how we get there. And it's just like so empowering. And I wouldn't change any part of it for anything because it only keeps getting better. Like a few months ago, I'm like, life is amazing. And now I'm like, life's even more amazing. How can it keep getting more? And it just keeps getting more amazing. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it because I want you to know it gets to get more amazing and it never gets to plateau, because the more we heal, the more we step into our power, the more we lead from love and light, the higher our vibration gets, the more amazing things get. And this is what this ascension and expansive into this new earth that we're all going to be creating together and that we are creating together takes us to. And so the sabotage with food is trying to shine a light on some of the following potential examples of things you may be feeling and going through. You feel unworthy. You don't feel good enough. You feel insecure in your body. You're constantly hard on yourself. You're afraid to feel your emotions. You're afraid to, that feeling is weak. You're afraid to be vulnerable. So you shove everything down. You have a wounded inner child that needs your love, and this is the way that she gets your attention, right? You are overbooking your schedule, people pleasing, you're in an all or nothing mentality. You're in this perfection. I'm either perfect with food or I'm completely falling off the wagon zone, right? Like self-sabotage with food is trying to show you these things in hopes that you will work on working through them to take your power back, right? Shining the light on these things that don't serve you anymore because you're destined for even more amazing, and even beyond that, right? The sabotage is trying to shine the light on maybe there's, things for you to learn about, like better nourishment and balance with food and not feeling guilty after you indulge, and that it's safe to indulge and have a mindful amount and then move on, right? Like that is part of this too, not feeling all this guilt and then like, I'm guilty, like F it, now I'm going to eat whatever I want, I'm going to just binge the rest of the day. Like you want to heal that. We're not meant to hurt our bodies. We're not meant to treat our bodies the way we are when we're in this space. And it's okay if you're there right now. Like we have to all start somewhere, but it's just like you're destined to clear that and heal that. And the way that we do that is by being willing to look at it and go, okay, self-sabotage with food, okay, body image issues, okay, weight struggles, okay, cravings, okay, fertility issues or whatever it is. Like, I hear you, you've got my attention. Like now take a path, get support, sign up for masterclass, sign up for one-on-one coaching, listen to the podcast, hire the person you feel called to. Maybe there's more than one person, but like take a step. Because as you do, as I've shared, my life, I'm beyond grateful. And it's because I chose to take a step and then another step and fall and get back up and not give up. We can't give up on ourselves. Please don't ever give up on yourself and healing your relationship with food. Stop doubting that you're not meant to heal it, and stop doubting that it's not for you and you're going to have to struggle with it for the rest of your life. No, you don't have to. However, sometimes we just need to take a different approach or get different support, and or have someone who's just so passionate and gets it and will cheer us on and advocate for us and walk with us every step of the way. And I do that with my clients. And I just think that's so important. And that's why they see such incredible success and healing and freedom, because we're really doing the due diligence to work on each little detail at a pace that feels good for them. And it's very encouraging and uplifting. Yeah, I lovingly call them out when it's time to, and lovingly challenge them in the moment sometimes, but it's a lot comes from love, and it helps them shift, right? And it's about having the safe space for you to be in. So your sabotage with food is trying to shine a light on these things within you that don't serve you, that it's time to heal so that you can step into your power, claim your worthiness, and feel what it feels like to feel worthy. Feel peace of mind with food and not have to think about it all the time. Oh, that's draining, right? To heal, to love yourself, to love your body, to let go of the past, to bring more balance into your schedule, to regulate your hormones and your gut health, and have your bloating go away. I was chatting with a client. She's like, I just had gut issues and thought that everyone's bloated sometimes. She's like, now I'm never bloated. And she's like, it's life changing. She's like, I never thought this was possible. I'm like, girl, magic is possible. The body's always trying to heal. We just get in the way. Right. But we are conditioned to accept and tolerate. And it's like, no, you're having this symptom, you're having this struggle, this experience for a reason, because your body and you are trying to get your attention to help you shine the light on it so that you can maybe look at it, address it, and work on breaking free of it or healing it. Like that's the power of this. So let's talk about seeing your emotional eating, your binge eating triggers as teacher. Obviously, if I say emotional eating triggers, I mean either one, binge or emotional eating, right? Whatever you're experiencing. So here's the thing. I didn't start gaining traction with my relationship with food and healing it until I started to really take seriously, like starting to build awareness around my triggers, understanding what was triggering me to binge, what was triggering me to emotionally eat. And holy moly, I had a list of over 40 or 50 different triggers, as I started gathering this awareness. And it was like, wow, no wonder I can't just stop. No wonder willpower isn't working. No wonder it's not just about trying harder or doing better. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It is that I always say this, you hear me say this, emotional eating, binge eating are complex. It is a multifaceted, multi-layered experience, habit, behavior. Quick fixes don't help you here. Diets, meal plans, eating styles don't help you here, because it is so deep rooted emotionally, physically, and energetically. It's wired into your brain chemistry. This impacts your physical, emotional, energetic state. It's so deep. And of course, I'm going to keep going deeper in my explanations of all of this. I want to do an episode coming up around like the more like energetic. I'm just writing. Sometimes I write things down when I'm talking because I don't want to forget the energetic and like spiritual connections to self-sabotage with food, because there's a lot there. And for some of you, like, that's crazy, but a lot of you are like, holy crap, that totally makes sense. And then the more you understand it, the more you can heal it, the more you break free from it. It's very empowering. It's very powerful. And this is what you get. I actually had a really nice chat with in a consultation the other day, and the lady was like, I'm so grateful for your podcast. Like, I've learned so much. And I had a lady on Instagram like, your content is helping me heal my relationship with food. Amazing. Like, I'm so glad. I love hearing your feedback. I love hearing what you love. What do you want more of? Please don't hesitate to share. But it's like, this is why I'm here, to help educate, to help you build awareness, to help you plant seeds, to help to open you up to this different view of awareness, of perception. So your emotional eating triggers, your binge eating triggers are a teacher, because every time you're triggered, you have the opportunity you have a choice. You can either go, that sucks, that happened again, not look at it all, not reflect upon what happened and why, and just keep moving forward, too busy, overbooked, avoiding, etc. And that's fine. Or you can go, wow, okay, I was triggered. Let me take a few minutes. What happened the last 2 days that would have caused that triggered me? How are my energy levels? Did I have any cravings? Did I have a negative interaction with someone? Right? But is there anything that I suspect contributed to this, me giving into this trigger? It's teaching you. It's helping you build awareness. If you don't have awareness, it's hard to change. And that's why I'm always saying, like, don't be so hard on yourself if you're struggling with these things. If we don't know, how do we change it? It's like me. I can't go on and like recode my whole website. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the knowledge and awareness, and I don't want to do it. Right? That's why it's so great to invest in and hire people who are so great at their magic and their gift to help you. Right? Investing in yourself changes your life. Investing in yourself, selling allows you to change your life. That's why I sell, because I want to help you change your life. And the exchange between you investing emotionally, energetically, and financially, and receiving the guidance and support to do this healing is, to me, just profound, right? Because I want to help you. That's why I'm always going, okay, like, what would benefit my audience most? What would benefit my clients most? What can I create that is going to help them change their lives and get another step or all the way to this food and body freedom? This is like literally the thing I think when I create content, when I record podcasts, this masterclass series, I'm like, oh my gosh, this, right? Because it's going to help you take another step. So we have all kinds of triggers. And they're teachers. It's like, when I used to get triggered and given, I'm like, for frick's sakes, like, gave it again. I thought that was over. Like, why did this happen again? And then I started to shift my perception and go, no, like, there was something else for me to learn from this trigger. This trigger is continuing to come up because I haven't fully gotten the lesson that it's trying to provide to me. And once I get the lesson, this trigger will stop happening. And that's what would happen. And some triggers took a long time to settle down, and some settled down right away. And it was all to show me where, hey, you keep overbooking your weekends. And by the end of the weekend, you're getting triggered because you're overwhelmed and you're tired and you're overbooking yourself. Stop doing that. Bring more balance into your schedule. Oh, here's another trigger. You, right, like, have a negative interaction with someone, and then you get really upset in your own mind, and then you get really hard on yourself, and then you get upset and blame them for triggering you to binge, when it's just, I was out of my power and insecure, and I didn't know how to stand up for myself. I was a people pleaser. Okay, trigger, thank you for showing me I'm such a people pleaser. I want to work on that, right? Fatigue pushed me into the I don't care mentality and the effing mentality, and then I would just want to eat the world the whole day because I just felt so tired and in that I don't care mentality. I wouldn't have known that. And I wouldn't have known that as I further educated myself and learned about all of this, that like when you're tired, you produce more hunger hormone, which is called ghrelin, which makes you hungry. And then it's easier to want to keep eating. And then I started learning about blood sugar and how my hormone issues and my gut issues and my stress levels and not having healthy ways to cope with stress were fueling all of that. And then some days I'd have like 8 triggers, and it's like, no wonder I gave in, because there was so many things that are triggering me. Like I just didn't know what to do. And then as I started to learn healthy ways to cope with stress, like emotional eating and binging literally took me to building a self-care routine with the most incredible self-care practices. It took me in and led me to learn how to meditate and do EFT tapping and yoga and breath and get out into nature. Like when I lived in the city, my apartment was right across from this really nice park. And so I started, when I felt triggered, I would go out and sit by the creek, and there's this nice little waterfall, and I would just sit there in nature, and it would help to ground me, and it would help me prevent me from binge eating. That's what my triggers were leading me to, reconnecting with myself on a level I had never had before. This is what they want. They're trying to show you too. Because every client that I have that goes on this journey learns so much about themselves, clears out old negative thoughts, limiting beliefs and behaviors that don't serve. They start setting boundaries. They start, like catching the negative self-talk and being kinder to themselves and making shifts and changes to have a better quality of life. And that's everything, right? I have another client, and she decided she wants to have like half of a day for herself to do dedicate to to-dos and errands and like for her. And it's a game changer, and it's completely changed her mood and her energy. And she's taking even better care of herself because she decided to make that change. But having emotional eating triggers come up showed her, hey, I've got to make a change here. This is not working for me to just be go, go, go all the time and not take any time for myself. It's trying to teach you where there's a misalignment so that the emotional eating or binge trigger gets your attention. You go, okay, am I ready to look at that now? Am I ready to get that now? Am I ready to face that now? And then you get to take a step forward, and you get to try something different if you so choose. This is power. Your triggers are your teachers, just like the weight is a teacher. There's blocks. There's triggers. Are you willing to shift your perception and see it like that? Because we can stay in the victim mentality, and I don't mean it like, oh, suck it up. Don't be, you're struggling with this. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. I get it. I was there. I don't mean it in that regard. But when we stay in the perception and the victim mentality of like, I'm never going to change this. I'm going to be stuck with this forever. For me, like, why did this have to happen to me? Like, my life is blah. I don't even like saying it because I don't even like affirming it. But when we stay in that mentality and we go like, that would never work for me. Triggers aren't teachers. Like, I just have bad luck or whatever. Like, you're so shut down. It's never going to change because you're choosing to stay shut down. You're letting your ego call the shots. I would have never learned about my ego if I didn't heal my relationship with food. I would have never learned to love my body. I would have never learned to let go of the weight obsession. Everything I have now, I wouldn't have had if I wouldn't have faced this and dealt with it. Like, that is the testament that I have to healing your relationship with food and your body. It is beyond life changing. And I'm not just saying that. I'm living it. I'm living, breathing proof. And so are the thousands of women that I've worked with. It's beyond life changing. And you get to have that too. And as you heal your relationship with food, you get to become who you've always dreamed of being and beyond. I never imagined I would be this woman. I always imagined I would like have a great life and like be happy and have a great and these different things. But like, I could have never have dreamed up the life I'm living now and how it just keeps getting better and better. And it's the quality of life. It's the quality of relationships. It's the quality of conversations and interactions. It is the quality of happiness. And that if I have a bad day where I'm stressed or I'm down, like, I know how to process through it and feel it and be gentle with myself and then let it go. I have the tools and, the resources to like heal on a deeper level. And it's a blessing. And like I said, there's a ripple effect because I'm so blessed that I could have done this healing and teach, my spouse so much. And it's rippling out into family members and friends. And they're, like I said, they're feeling better. This all came from me choosing to heal my relationship with food. You get to step in fully into the person you've always dreamed of being. And there's already aspects of that you may be living. I'm not saying that you're not living any of that right now, but it gets to get even better and more expansive and more energized and more incredible. So who is the person you've always dreamed of being? Because I know there's girls and guys listening. So it's like, who is that? Confidence, more love for self, worthiness? How would it impact your bank account if you stepped into the man or woman you've always dreamed of being? How would it feel mental health wise and peace of mind wise if you stopped the binge eating, you stopped the triggers, you stopped obsessing and thinking about food all the time? How would it feel to take time for yourself? Ask for help when you needed it. Say no when it was a no. And that you didn't feel guilty taking time for you. How would it feel for you to not limit your life and hold back because you're afraid of people judging you for your body, your weight? So you hide at home, you don't grow your business, you don't expand, you don't travel, right? Your relationships suffer. How would it feel if you manifested the love of your life because you did this healing? Because I've had clients do that while we're working together or thereafter. How would it feel if your current relationships got even better? Or if you finally mustered up the courage to leave a misaligned relationship because you stopped tolerating it and knew that there was something better for you and that you deserve happy, healthy, right? What are you feeling like you're missing that doing this healing would do for you? Because you get to step into the woman, the man you've always dreamed of being. Honestly, another huge thing that this healing has done for me is helped me feel so detached from all of the noise and the clown show, all the stuff going on in the world. Like, I have the odd day where I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want humanity to love each other and like peace. I want world peace. That's all I want. I want humans to be happy, healthy, vibrant. I want world peace and unity. That's truly what I want. That's why I'm here. And then I have the odd day, I'm like, that's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like, oh, right? We're human. But I do not get stressed or afraid or any of the stuff going on in the world. Like, I know the world is going to a good place. And in order to get there, you have your ups and downs, right? It's like when you do Candida protocol, you feel worse before you feel better. It's like the world's going through a huge Candida detox right now, and it has to get a little worse before it gets better, right? I have all the faith in the world. I'm not worried. I'm not worried that the world is going to quote unquote end. Like, some people like, I'm so worried that we only have like maybe a year left or 5 years. And I'm like, no, we did not come down here for that this time. We came here to thrive. But I did my deeper work. The more you heal, the more trust and faith you have in yourself, the more you know the rest. And you learn how to set boundaries, and it's like, focus more energy on you and healing you than things in the world you can't control. If we all did that, vibration would rise so much more. Right? Shut the media off, shut the news off, tune more into yourself, build that self-care routine, start looking at your self-sabotage with food, come to the masterclass, right? But if this was me 14 years ago, I'd be binge eating all the time because I'd be so freaking stressed about everything going on in the world, let alone also my own life, right? So it's given me such a state of inner peace, and I don't even have the words. I'm just so grateful. And this is, I share this not to talk about me, to give you the example, of course, of what you get to have too. Because if I could do it, you can do it. We need to stop putting people on pedestals. We're all equal and we all get to have this. You get to have this. You've got to want to create it though, right? So how would it feel for you to step into the person you've always dreamed of being? How would you live your life differently? Would you travel more? Would you grow your business or start one? Would you advance in your career more? You'd make more money. Would your relationships improve? You'd find the love of your life. Your relationship with your kids improve. Maybe you have kids, right? You set the boundaries. You start standing in your power. You no longer care what anyone thinks, and you speak your truth. You don't make yourself small anymore. You don't hold back. You're happier. You have more peace, more confidence, more love for self and others, compassion, power. And I don't mean like power, like control power. That's not power. Control comes from like fear and control. I'm talking about power like love, confidence. I'm solid in who I am. I am worthy. Very different energy. There's too much control kind of crap going on in the world, right? It's a whole other conversation. But yeah, so how would it feel? You get to have that. You get to start creating that. And one of the first steps, like I said, that you can take that I really encourage you to is to come and join the Triggers, Understanding the Roots of Your Binge and Emotional Eating Triggers 3-day masterclass, May 16th, 17th, 18th. amberapproved.ca, click on online programs, and the link is right there. You can go to amberapproved.ca/podcast/411 and click the triggers banner, or you can DM me on Instagram. It's everywhere. You'll find it, right? But come and join me for that. This is going to be life-changing 3 days, and you get that forever thereafter, and it's going to help you start to gain traction. Or reach out for one-on-one support. All my one-on-one clients get complimentary access to all my paid masterclasses through the year and the membership for the term that you sign up for. So those are bonuses included in that. So you can book a 30-minute body freedom consultation, fill out an intake form. It's $50 USD. We talk for 30 minutes and talk about you and all the things that are going on for you that you're wanting support with to help to take you to this level of food and body freedom, this experience where your quality of life catapults. You take a quantum leap with your health, your confidence, your self-love, your healing, your relationship with food, and your quality of life. And to me, that is everything, because that will ripple out positively into every other area of your life, right? So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. You can check out the details in the show notes, amberapproved.ca/podcast/411. Go to amberapproved.ca, book a 30-minute body freedom call. You can take the free emotional eating quiz if you're wondering if you're struggling. And you can also check out all the online programs, masterclasses, all those details. It's all there. It's all created to help you in some way. I've gotten such positive feedback from all the masterclasses. I'm going to keep creating them. So come and join me. It will change your life. As I always say, there's no better time than the present to start taking steps, action to food and body freedom, your health, your healing, your vitality. So take action now. I'm cheering you on. I hope you have the most amazing day, the most amazing week. I may or may not be dropping a bonus episode on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. It'll just be a good one, but a short one. And I look forward to sharing the next episode with you. Sending you all so much love.